Well now, it seems you finally decided to wake up. And bright and early at the crack of noon. While I do sympathize with the fact that you are not fully recuperated, and rest is required for that restoration process, I do find it immensely irresponsible and, quite frankly, immature to sleep in so late, especially when there is so much that can be done within that time. I, for instance, go to bed quite early and therefore am able to wake up at approximately 6 a.m. on the dot. Do you realize what I have accomplished within that time frame? I was able to draw a morning bath, make breakfast, do the dishes, getting a head start on the laundry, doing some mild stretches, practicing calligraphy, watered my garden, and all of that before the stroke of noon. But I digress. Now, how are you feeling? Splendid. Seems the antibiotics are taking effect. Most excellent. Fever is still there, but it has gone down a couple degrees. Well, I'd say a fever is the least of your concerns. While the time frame of fevers can vary from one overnight stay to maybe a couple of days, I'm afraid that is the least of your concerns. For one thing, the cuts and bruises that you have suffered, as well as the burn marks on your back, and it seems that you've lost quite a bit of blood. And since I have taken it upon myself to get you back to full strength, it seems that that is the first thing we are going to have to deal with. The fastest and most efficient way for your body to produce more blood is quite simple. Food. Indeed. With the right amount of vitamins and minerals, your body will naturally reproduce the blood that has been lost. And luckily for you, being both the gracious host and early bird that I am, I was able to get a head start on making that. You see what waking up early gets you? You attack the day before it even has a chance to strike. Apologies. Wait here. Now, eat up. I assure you my medicinal cooking skills are unparalleled. It is yet to be rivaled by any other. Well, this particular spread that I so graciously prepared for you includes seared salmon, an excellent source of protein and omega-3s, which is perfect for heart health, rolled omelets for protein and iron, don't want you to go anemic on me, miso soup and cut vegetables for your daily vitamins and minerals, and of course, the traditional plate of rice for your carbohydrates. And of course, served in a piping hot cup of green tea. Quite the marvelous spread, if I do say so myself. Each dish was carefully crafted, from the heartiest cut of salmon to the smallest grain of rice. Now, I do expect that, given the amount of effort and time that it took to make this, and the fact that your body needs its nutrients, I trust that you will eat everything that's put in front of you, and not a single grain of rice goes to waste. Now, sit up. It seems that you are still recovering in that regard as well. Very well. I suppose I have no choice but to feed you myself. Now, shall we try this again? Well, I appreciate the compliment. I am quite aware of how good it is. I am the one who prepared it after all. But by all means, feel free to praise me. I see the miso soup is to your liking. But it seems you've made quite a dent in the rice. But that is to be expected. One common mistake that most people do whenever they make rice is they fail to wash it. Unless that you are making porridge or sticky rice, it is quite important to rinse off the excess starch. Otherwise, while cooking, you run the risk of it getting moist and soggy, while it should be firm but fluffy. And I shall let you in on a little secret. This particular rice has a special type of seasoning. No mere salt, pepper, or garlic powder, but a forbidden spice. Something that I came across in my travels. Something that enhances the flavor of every single food. From the freshest vegetables to the highest cuts of meat, this particular powder is able to enhance the flavors of anything that you put in it. Some claim it to be dark magic, but I know better. The man I had acquired this from told me the name of such a powder. And to be honest, I was quite baffled by what he decided to name it. Apparently, it is called modern sodium glutamate. Admittedly, quite a mouthful, but hopefully in time I can come up with a better name. But enough about that. Here, I think it's high time you had some tea. Nothing quite refreshing as green tea. What? Are you saying that you have never had green tea? Oh, good heavens. Well, I quite assure you that it is a far more beneficial beverage to have around as opposed to whatever tea beverage that you have ever tasted. It is not only a superior tasting tea, but it also contains several vitamins and minerals that help with so many things, such as lighter and brighter skin. Tons of antioxidants to help with your digestive system, can even help with cardiovascular health, not to mention that smooth, relaxing scent. It is truly nature's greatest gift. As a matter of fact, yes. Everything on this table was brought to you by the generous offerings of Mother Earth. The vegetables that are grown in my farm, to the salmon and seaweed from the Feng Fu Lake, the animals who laid the eggs, and especially the tea leaves that came from the trees. Everything that we need to survive, nature has provided for us. It did not have to, but nature has always existed, and yet, despite how many humans have treated it, even how we have treated it, there is still so much that nature is willing to give us. Truly a beautiful thing indeed. That I can agree. Nature isn't always fair, but nature is impartial. It does not take sides, but still provides us all the resources we need regardless. But if we are to care for nature, and for it to care for us in return, whatever we take, we must replenish or give back twofold. That is how we can be able to create a more harmonious world. At least in theory. One can only hope. Well then, I shall take that. And I suppose I shall get started on the dishes. Well, I do appreciate your gratitude. I suppose I didn't give you my name. You will very rarely hear this from me. But how rude of me. You may refer to me as Shin. And do not worry. The second that you are able-bodied, I will have some things for you to do around here as a token of your gratitude. You shall see as soon as you are able. After all, it is as I said before. Whatever we take from nature, we give back twofold. And do not worry, I do not intend to keep you as a slave. No. Just enough to reimburse. Now then, I suppose it is time for you to rest once more. I assume the food coma will be hitting you quite shortly. Well then, rest easy, human. I will be back to check on you shortly.